It was my first pregnancy, and I was ecstatic. I'd experienced some fertility issues prior, but I felt everything was going to be okay. And as the technician rolled the ultrasound wand around my belly, I was eager to hear the heartbeat. Within a few seconds, the technician stopped the machine and excused herself. Within a moment, the doctor came in and advised there was no longer a heartbeat. Life was a blur for a couple of months as I slowly recovered physically and emotionally. I remember feeling profound despair, but somehow through a local church I stumbled onto a support group for women who had suffered miscarriages, and it gave me such hope to be able to connect with other women who had gone through the same thing, and life was beginning to feel better again. After a few sessions, the group leader asked if we'd be interested in connecting with an abortion recovery group. This was a group of women who chose to abort their babies, but were now experiencing regret. How odd, I thought. What could we possibly have in common? But I agreed to be a part of this and added my name to the group. Shortly after, I received an email from Cindy. She was a young married woman in her late 20s. She'd been struggling with infertility for 2 years and was wondering if God was punishing her. You see, 10 years earlier, in her teens, she'd had an abortion and was now overcome with grief. Honestly, I didn't have any magic answers, but I had felt the same way about God. What had I done to cause my miscarriage? Now, deep down, I knew that God was loving and forgiving, and I expressed this to her. And in the communications with Cindy that followed, we shared our common sadness. I offered her words of encouragement, and she reciprocated. We never met, but we had developed a friendship through pain. Neither one of us felt that our story was worse or better than the other. We just knew that no matter the circumstances, we had both experienced the loss of a life. And this is what made me understand the impact of abortion. That regret and remorse have no timeline. Whether you've had a miscarriage or chose abortion, there are two things to remember. The loss is the same, and love and compassion should be the response to both. I lost touch with Cindy, and here we are years later, and the memory of the miscarriage is still there, but the pain is gone. I guess that's what healing and having faith is all about. When you believe in God, it doesn't mean that you become perfect or that you're immune to heartache and pain. It just means that you have His strength to help you walk through the valleys of life. The scripture found in John 16, verse 33 articulates this sentiment perfectly. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. If my story struck a chord with you, let me know in the comments. Take care.